Hey guys, Magnus here. I just want to quickly say my channel literally just got bombarded with whatchamacallit them, like basically scams. I mean they might be legit. I wouldn't trust them though. People comment on my channel saying you know, like, oh, this prize, and it's probably the same person because it was like loads of different accounts, but they all literally did it at the exact same time. So it's probably the same person unless it's just a massive coincidence, and I don't believe in coincidences. So it's the same person posting on different accounts, posting like a link to where you can get hacked donuts. Just don't listen. There's plenty of better places to get hacked donuts if you really want to go down that road. Don't look at them. I just want to. Obviously, most of you probably have the common sense too, but sometimes, you know, if you really want some donuts, you might do anything. Just don't trust them. There's other places. But anyway, I've tried to report most of them, but it's kind of hard to get all of them. Anyway, so hey guys, we've got a new list today. We've got our top 10 characters of 2016. So of course I'm doing all these lists. I've got top 10, top worst characters. I've got to do characters. I've got to do buildings. And I'm going to do a ranked skins, because I like doing ranked skins. I don't like to do top 10, top 5 for skins. I'm just going to rank all the skins. That'll be fun. That's going to be a bit a longer video. So yeah, and then I should be done. Oh no, I'm also going to do non-playable characters. I'm going to do like a top 5 non-playable characters and a top 5 worst non-playable characters as well, just like, because I don't really like to compare the playable characters to the non-playable characters. It's not really fair. It's kind of a bit, it's like comparing, I don't know. It was like, I just don't feel fair to those poor non-playable characters when I'm doing it. So yeah. So now let's get into our list. So these are just playable characters from 2016. So from January right to December. So number 10. Number 10 is Lead Lad. Lead Lad is pretty cool. He's really cool. He's obviously added in the Fleeing Circus, and it's one of the best episode tie-ins I've ever experienced. The best one in the game, by far. It was obviously the season premiere, and they added loads of buildings, and they made it almost like a mini event, really. Well, it practically was a mini event. Obviously added Lead Lad. Now in the Simpsons, he isn't a massive character. I watched the episode. He is really there for he's only there briefly, but you know what? They sort of developed on his character, and that's what I like. That's what I like to see. And although he didn't really do much in that episode, they kind of gave him quite a little bit of you know, dialogue. They actually gave him more dialogue in the Tap Tower than they did in the actual Simpsons. And of course, he is the mascot for Lead Lad, and that's what's really cool about him. He is obviously the back, I don't know, in the 60s, whenever the heck Lead Lad was hip and going. He was obviously he was the mascot that they sort of modelled the statue off. So it's really cool to actually see him, and I think he is is a really cool character just for that, and the fact that they built on him, and that's why I've put him as number 10. Just want to quickly say, I've discluded, as much as I wanted Jebediah Springfield in the game, I've actually had to disclude him from this list. I was preparing to put him on this list, but you know what, I finally got a hack. I can't give it to anyone because a friend did it, and they said that they can't do it to anyone else. One of my friends did it, and I can't really ask him to do it for anyone else, so I do apologise for that. I feel bad, but because I did say I'd try and find one for people, but I haven't actually. I've got all the Shelbyville stuff now, but it's just kind of annoying because you know, Jeb, I can't really put Jeb here because he costs 15 quid, or I don't know how many dollars. I mean, it's like $20 probably, something like that. You know, he costs money, real life money, and that's why I can't put him on this list. Anyway, moving on. Number 9. Number 9, I've put the Wise Guy. So yeah, I've put this is Raphael. Now I know it was level 60, and we hate level 60. It is a really bad event, but I just couldn't leave him off the list. He is a character I really wanted, and you know what? He was free at the end of the day, so I'm going to judge him not on the update he came on, more on his character. Now I think he's pretty cool. First of all, he's got voice. Has he got voice? I don't even remember if he's got voice. I'm not too sure if he has voice now. I can't recall. But he is a really cool character anyway. I know that. The tasks that he's got are really cool. I do like them, and of course he is a busy character. You know, he works in loads of different things. I wasn't so thrilled with him coming with the Googleplex. It just seemed like the weirdest one for him to come with. You know, I wasn't too sure. I'm pretty sure it's reference he works at. I'm not too sure if he's seen working there. Obviously he works in loads of places, so they could have added him anywhere. There was those apartments where he actually lives as well. So I thought he works as like the clerk, like the guy on the office. Or reception, sorry. He works there, but he also lives there. I was thinking that would have made it a bit more suited for him. That would have been really suited for him, because obviously it's you know, 2-in-1. It's a home and a job. But they added him with Google Plus. It wasn't so bad, but I just think for the character himself, although I'm not going to put him any higher, but I do think he is a really, really cool character. And but it's just the thing that let him down was the update he was in, and that's why he's lower than he probably should be. You know, the update kind of I can't really ignore it, you know. Anyway, number eight, and this is a weird one. I've put Gravedigger Billy. Now, honestly, he was obviously added in the Treehouse Horror update. He's not a big character. He was there for a little cameo, a little gag, where Lisa obviously thinks it's Willy digging a grave, and he's like, "No, I'm his cousin, Gravedigger Billy," and so. You know, it was a really small character, and I have referenced him in ideas videos before he actually came out, saying it would be pretty cool. I never actually said he would be cool for Halloween. I probably should have said that. It makes sense for him to come for Halloween. But obviously they added him, and they involved him with, you know, defeating the monsters and stuff. It was pretty cool. They gave him voice. They gave him a couple. He doesn't just have the old grunt as well. He actually has the, you know, he says, "Oh, I'm his cousin Gravedigger Billy," or "I've been digging graves for 30 years." You know, he has two, and I'm pretty sure he has another one. I'm not too sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has a grunt as well. I can't recall it, but yeah, he has voice, which is really cool. And, you know, he has some pretty cool tasks. Obviously, he has little animations. Well, that's what I like to see in tasks, when they actually have something interesting to look at. And, you know, they took a really kind of small character, and they built on him, and they made him really interesting. And I just stand by it. I think he's really, really interesting, and I'm putting him as number 8. Number 7 is Dr. Crab. So Dr. Crab for me, I know no one likes the Superheroes 2 update as much as I did anyway. And you know what, I thought Dr. Crab was really well. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think they really developed his character. Obviously they started in Superheroes 1, they referenced to him, obviously he was the villain behind it all. And then in number 2 he made a return, and eventually we actually unlocked him. And, you know, we tried to stop him for his evil plans, and I just think it was really fun what they did with him. I think it was brilliant, and I didn't really know. You know, I hadn't really read the Superhero 1 quest, and I read through it, and I think it is pretty cool. And I think what they did with his character is really cool. Now, in terms of his tasks, they're not amazing, but there's some pretty cool ones there. You know, his quest line's really, really. I think his quest line's brilliant because obviously it ties right back to the Superheroes 1 update. And I just think he's like really, they just built on him. Now, of course, the character himself in the Simpsons universe isn't very big. He's quite minor, but I just think it's cool that they built on him and they actually made him into a, you know, they fleshed him out. That's what I think is important about the character. And, you know, he's not going to go any higher because he's not really a Simpsons character, so I haven't put him any higher for that reason. He's not like a big character in the actual Simpsons, but I still think he deserves to be on the list, and I think he deserves to be number 7. So number 6, I have put Ginger Flanders and Amber Simpson. So obviously the Vegas wives. Now, you know, they're not massive. I mean, but they're pretty cool. I mean, obviously they're from like the sort of 1, 2 episodes. I'm pretty sure like they do crossover, but they're only really relevant in one episode, really that relevant. And you know what? They're not too bad. They kind of just threw. I feel like they did sort of throw them in a little bit into the casino update, but they made sense to come to the casino update. They maybe should have been involved a little bit more. Maybe that would have put them up the list a bit more. But yeah, they were cool. I think they are cool, and they were really necessary to add. They've got some really cool tasks. I do like their tasks. You know, and I just think they're funny overall. They haven't got a voice, which is a bit of a disappointment, I guess. But overall, they're not so bad. They're pretty cool. I mean, I've not really got much else to say. They're quite bland in that sense, but I haven't really got much to say about it. Anyway, number 5. So number 5, I've put Gobbo and Arthur Crandall or Cramble, whatever, or Gobbo and Arthur basically. And of course these guys, oh, well, it's just Arthur really. Gobbo isn't he's obviously, it's a ventriloquist act, and obviously Gobbo is meant to be this kind of crude, behind the scenes puppet, and they sort of tied it into the casino update because obviously performing and stuff. I don't think it made sense, you know, it makes sense to add him in that. There isn't really anything else they could have really added Gobbo in, and it was a pretty cool update, and honestly I feel like I didn't really mention this character as much as I probably should. I really loved Gobbo. I think he is, the Gobbo episode, I really liked it. I think he is funny, and I think Arthur and that, you know, he kind of like the sly guy. He makes it out like the puppets doing everything. The puppets got a mind of its own, and that's what's funny about it. That's why I like it so much. And honestly, I just thought that the whole you know, this character, I really didn't talk about him loads, but I think he's really cool. I'm so glad they did add him. It was a character that I have wanted in the game for a while. I never really talked about him all so much, but I did want him, and I think they really did him justice, and he was pretty cool and funny. So yeah, And he has voice. Anyway, number 4. So number 4 is actually kind of surprising. This is the Space Coyote. So I put the Space Coyote on. And originally when I was doing the vote for the actual best character thing for, you know, the thing that me and Nuke and Ted and Lorcan did, I didn't actually. I don't think. I think I voted. I think I only put like. I think I put Space Coyote for it. I'm not too. Actually, no, I don't think I did. I mean, no, I put Dr. Krabs for, but that was it. And so the other guys put Space Coyote. I just completely missed about him. I completely forgot about him. And honestly, to be honest with you, I think the Space Coyote is a really, really cool character. I feel like I did miss him. Now, the Chiliad update was, I think, was pretty good. It wasn't amazing, but I think what made that update really good was 1, the minigame, and 2, the Space Coyote. And I think he came with the Pro Shop, which is a really, really cool building. Obviously, it was a building that was oh no, it wasn't. It was well, yeah, he came with a Pro Shop, and in Homer's hallucination, he sees this dog outside of a Pro Shop, and it's actually no, sorry, he sees this like huge pyramid thing. It's actually a Pro Shop and a dog, but he sees it as this coyote and you know, this pyramid, but it's actually just a Pro Shop and a dog. And the Space Coyote is just a part. It's an illusion of Homer's mind, and I think it's kind of cool that they added him as a character. Now they could have just added him as an unplayable character, and they could have just left him out altogether. They didn't have to add him. But I think it really made up the update adding him, and it made it better. You know, a bit more like the Tree Hugger Lisa. They didn't add any new characters to that. They just gave us a skin. That's why that update's kind of bad. But this one, they took a hallucin. You know, like, something that didn't even happen. Something that's not even real. You know, it was just part of Homer's mind, and they made it into a really, really cool character. Obviously, he has the howling, which is pretty cool. I think they could have maybe had a task that makes him into an actual dog, like be really what you are, or something like that, or make like or stop being an illusion and just become, and then it just walks around as that dog that Homer saw. Maybe they could have added that, but apart from that, I think the character is brilliant, and I think it deserves the number 4 spot, even above Gravedigger Billy and the Wise Guy and over that. I still think it is. I just think he's more cool. He's better and tapped out. Number 3. So number 3, I have put Stephen Hawking. So yeah, the guy himself, the actual scientist. So of course he sort of led the sci-fi update, and that's what's so great about this character. Obviously he's a real person in real life. Obviously he's the Professor Stephen Hawking. And of course in The Simpsons he makes regular cameos. Now he is actually our first real life celebrity who's not dead, who's been added to the game. He's our first alive celebrity in Tapped Out, and that's a groundbreaking thing. First of all, he gets that award, so that's pretty cool. But also the fact is the character, he doesn't have voice, unfortunately, but that's okay. He has some really, really cool tasks. Obviously, he has the DJ one, like play some DJ tunes, and obviously he has little animations, plenty of animations with him. But the fact is, he led the sci-fi update, and he was a really relevant character to lead it. They could have made Frink lead it. They could have made like Professor Frink come in, obviously for premium characters only, but they could have made Frink become at the forefront, and it would have worked just as well. But they made Professor Stephen Hawking, and I think it really worked out for them. And overall, I think he's a really, really cool character in the game. And yeah, he's probably definitely one of the best this year. Anyway, number 2 this year, top 10 characters is Death. So it goes to Death himself. How can I say about it? I mean, I think that honestly, Death, he was a really minor little villain in the Halloween episode. Obviously, he comes to collect Homer's soul, and then after that, and then he dies, obviously, and then after that, he's gone. He's never to be seen again. But they made him relevant, and that's what I love about it. They made Death this really, really cool character in the game, and they obviously added him as a prize. And he's there, and he obviously has the voice as well, which makes it even better. You know, the I am Death. That's just so cool. And overall, he was just fun. He's just a fun character, and he's a fun character now, and that's what I love about him. They take a little tiny thing, a little tiny, sort of almost irrelevant character, and they just made him really, really cool. And there's nothing really much more to say about that. He's just brilliant. And number 1, can we have that drum roll? It goes to Mona Simpson, Homer's mother. So yeah, I mean, I couldn't give it to anyone else. I mean, how was I meant to give it to anyone else, really? They made her into a playable character. They made her relevant. They made her sort of this prize that you unlocked right at the end of the Valentine's Day update. They made the Valentine's Day update really cool because they added her, and there's just I can't really compete. There's nothing to compete with. You know, she's a really relevant character. She was a needed character, and she was sort of long awaited as well, and that's what makes her really good. Because obviously she's Homer's mother, for Christ's sake. She's one of the most relevant characters in The Simpsons because she's the mother of our protagonist. You know, Homer was the very first character we got in the game, and to actually have her mother and not put her anywhere higher would be kind of a sin. Now, the best character of last year was obviously Maggie, for sure. It's always going to be a Simpson. If they add a Simpson into the update, unless they add like a really irrelevant Simpson, like President Lisa, or they add like, I don't know, like Homer's mental sister. I'm obviously not. She's a relevant Simpson character, and that's what sort of got her this position. I just can't give it to anyone else. Mona, you deserve it. So anyway, guys, that's it. That's it for the list. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, tell me your thoughts. Tell me your top 5 or your top 10. I'd love to hear a top 10. That would be really, really cool. If you could leave your top 5 or top 10, I'd really appreciate it. If I don't reply to all comments, I always read all the comments. Don't worry, but I might not always respond. There's been some weird glitch going on YouTube lately where I haven't been able to actually respond and say thanks to comments. But if I do manage to, it's just saying comment failed all the time. It's really weird, and I can't actually leave one. Yeah, I do read them. I do actually read them. So anyway, guys, I'll see you next video. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.